everyone. Hey y'all.
A lot of things are getting cut.
Yep. We have
ChatGPT question of the week.
ChatGPT question of the week. So we have a category this week.
Loki, the best team in the nation.
Who said that this podcast was gonna fail?
Yeah.
Might be the most goated player ever. Fun fact.
He jumped up to get hit by the ball.
Alright. Welcome to our podcast, Youth Look. It's a little play on Deep Looks podcast, but my name's Nora.
I'm Tim.
I'm Nessa.
We all play for El Cerrito High.
For Oak.
But yeah. So today we're gonna be talking through the top 16 teams on both sides, the girls and. So for number one for the boys we have Albany, which it is the number one seed, and they dominated at Seattle Invite, and they're dominating all of the Bay Area right now. Most of their top returners from last year, including like Muhammad, Jasper Graf, Nick Rusa.
Next up, we got Lakeside. They were the number 2 seed because they won RCC and they have a bunch of returners and they had a strong performance at HSNI. But if you know, they did lose to Chapel Hill Chuff at the Queen City Tune-Up Youth. In the 3rd seed, we're going to go with Middleton. I don't really know anything. Oh, they went to RCC. They played they had a pretty dominant pool play, and they lost to Lakeside in semis.
And Eugene boys played really well at ECC, and they beat Gold Rush, which is the California club team, and
Lexington, 1 EULA Invite, Green Canyon. Our notes on them is they're a great program.
They
win a lot.
They do have Blake Holt, and I don't really know anyone else. No.
Is he a Worlds player?
He's a Worlds player.
Lincoln, they are won Seattle State, so they're the strongest team in Seattle. They never played Albany at Seattle Invite.
Yeah. Brooklyn Tech. They got 3rd at EULA. They're still ahead of the 2nd place team at EULA because they didn't play in semis. And I think with Chapel Hill, they got 2nd. Oh, but they did win Queen City Tune-Up ahead of Lakeside, and there were a lot of close games, and it looked like they were struggling to score because not many games made it to double digits. And so, was it windy? Was it raining? I don't know. I checked the weather, but it was not. It didn't look like it. Maybe I'm.
Okay, so Roosevelt, the boys team, got 2nd in Seattle States, but beat Lincoln at Seattle Invite and was in finals against Albany in Seattle Invite. Shout out to the guys me and Nessa interviewed from Roosevelt. He said he was the best player on the team.
Yep.
I don't remember his name, but he's pretty good.
We got Jackson Reed again. They lost to Brooklyn Tech in quarters. They still ranked pretty high because Brooklyn Tech was doing really good.
Washburn didn't lose very many seniors last year, so expected to have a stronger performance at HSNI.
El Cerrito. We did go 6-0 in league, but we never played Albany like Lincoln did. So we're going to have to wait a couple weeks to see that matchup. We got to beat Berkeley and then play Albany in finals.
They have a Worlds player, Lane Myers.
Shout out Lane, who said that this podcast was going to fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, if we get 1,000 people watching, bro, we get a clown Lane.
Okay, South hasn't played any league games, so we don't really know anything about them.
What?
And Midtown went to uni against Lakeside, but barely beat any other team.
There's Haverford. We don't know anything about them,
So we
but
can
they're
make an
16,
Insta.
so cool.
And
Alright, so we are now on to the top 16 girls high school teams. So for our number 1 team, we have South Eugene. They look pretty good. They were at ECC, which our club team was at. They got 3rd. They did beat us, unfortunately. So it was a little embarrassing. They look pretty good. They have Kyla Hurt, Sonia Dorsch, and they have Dana Herman, who's a really good hooker. So.
And they won Seattle Invite.
Yes.
Washburn, number 2 team in the nation. They got really good U20 girls player Kumari Okumura, as well as other players. They did play close games at high school nationals, made quarters, I think.
They lost 15-4 in quarters last year.
To South.
Alright, Holy Family Catholic, I think they're ranked 3rd. We don't have that much info. They did only lose 1 senior, They seem to be a small team, but they did beat Paideia, and Paideia was in finals at Seattle Invite. They don't have any YCC crossover, so we don't.
It's unclear how they will play when they have to play a 2-day tournament against all strong teams. They haven't really done that yet. And with 11 people, I think that might be hard. El Cerrito, number 4. No information. Sorry.
Idea. They got second at Seattle Invite. They did lose to Holy Family Catholic. They have 2 Wells players.
Last year, they did well at Seattle Invite and then didn't go to HSNI. So unclear if they will make another trip out to the West Coast this year to go to HSNI, hopefully.
Nathan Hale, they have 2 strong seniors, Lily DeJoya, Helen Golden. Seattle comp is very unclear right now. Like, everyone's beating everybody. They've lost to Lincoln. They did the best of the Seattle teams at Seattle Invite.
Lincoln, 5th. I personally think that Lincoln is the best team from Seattle. They have Julia Coco, Lou Sharnoff, Yuli Bazinski, who are all at the West Coast tryouts and are all 3 really good players. They are the only team in the top 16 that is returning their entire roster that went to high school nationals last year. They played poorly at Seattle Invite, but Lou Sharnoff was not there, which is like not having your best player makes it hard to do well in a tournament setting.
HB Woodlawn beat Jordan in the finals of Eula Invite and got their bid. They beat Wissahickon and Madison and a bunch of teams.
We got Ingram. They have Talia Knox.
World's player.
World's player.
U20.
They did well at Seattle Invite.
Lose to Ingram beat Lincoln 12-10.
They did not go to high school nationals last year, but since he's in the West Coast, they probably finna pull up if they get a bid.
They did. And then Roosevelt, they were the winners last year, but they lost a bunch of seniors like Chloe Hakimi, Jaja, Galfan, etc. But they still have Bridget Barnett, Amelia Welsh, she's on the 20 Worlds too. Kelsey Matz, she tore her ACL this year, but she's still good.
She's healthy now.
And they're a good program, so they're probably still going to be up in there.
Pretty darn good coaches, So we have Jordan up next. They lost 2 really important seniors for their team. They lost Caroline DeWolf and Elise Hetland. They do have Lily Brooks, who is a U20 player. They lost HB Woodland in finals, but I have sources that told me that they will not be going to high school nationals this year because it's too far.
Garfield with Nora Luloff. She's low-key carrying, but it's hard to carry a team at a tournament with really strong teams, and so they didn't do that well at Seattle Invite. But
they're winning league right now. They're 5-0, but they have not played anyone, I think, that is like of the teams that are in front of them. Maybe Nathan Hale. I don't think they've played Lincoln, Roosevelt, nor Ingram.
Amherst, they placed well at nationals last year, but they did lose 3 important seniors, so we're not sure how they fare out this year.
We got Madison. Not even sure where they're from.
Springfield. They played close with Jordan at EULA.
Alright, Four Rivers, they were at high school nationals last year. They're from Massachusetts. They have some strong players, and that didn't graduate, so we'll see.
Got college decisions. So we have Bridget Barnett, who's headed to UC Berkeley. Kelsey Matz is headed to Cal Poly.
Sydney Belfiore is going to Stanford. They also have a strong program. There's 2 players going to Tufts that we know of, Nora Luloff and Ruby Chen from Bay Area.
Well, shout out Ruby. So we have 2 people headed to Carleton. We have Charlotte Escola, and then we have Julia Coco.
We're moving on to the boys. We got Ben Holland, who's on U20 Open, is going to Michigan. Then we got Jasper Graff is committed to UC Santa Cruz. And then we got a Seattle player that I got to meet at other tournaments, Tanner Mohan, going to SLO, and so is Zach Seidler.
GPT question of the week.
What rule would you want to get rid of if you could get rid of any rule? I would get rid of travels because I think some people really abuse the travel calls and don't actually understand what is a travel and what is not a travel. Because some people think you're traveling if you just move at all, ever, and they call it a lot. Specifically, one team that I've played a lot of times, and it's very annoying when they call draw rules.
Hey, go read the rule book. Get
Yeah.
your ball knowledge up.
I don't know. That coach just might need to go over the rules a little bit.
This is something, an unwritten rule that a lot of ultimate players go by, and I gotta get big shout out for Ulti Vaughn. You got the tap the
Sorry.
the one where you tap the ground when play stops and you don't have the disc, like an injury sub, you go tap the ground. It's a pet peeve of his, and it's not actually a rule. Like you can just say 3, 2, 1 disc in. And
What you add? I would add for an offsides, instead of taking it to the brick, the defense has to start behind it. You just get to go.
the defense has to start behind.
Yeah, because they were offside, so now they have to start further back.
What do you mean, like they're
So they get to start playing offense, and then the defense gets thrown down.
Yeah.
like they have to stop?
Mm.
Well, that's good. Like they have to
I like
all
that.
stop.
Yep.
Like they call us out.
They
to
go
everyone
back. They get to move. They get to once the disc gets topped in, then they get to go.
Yeah.
So it's like starts the movement. I like that rule.
I like it. All right. Whoever writes the USA rules, should add this as a rule.